simplest way to tell what seat.
Hey folks, welcome to Trip on Two Wheels. Before we get started today, I'd like to give a shout out to Kawasaki of Universal City in Universal City, Texas. I highly recommend this dealership. It's family run and owned. All they sell is Kawasaki, and I'm going to put their information in the description below. Now on to today's video. One of the major selling points and benefits of the Kawasaki Vulcan S is the fact that it comes with the Ergofit system. Whether you're a short or medium or tall rider, this bike very easily can be configured to fit you. From about 5'6", actually I know people as short as 4'11" that have ridden this bike very comfortably, but up to about 6'1". And they do this by offering a choice of handlebars, seats, and foot peg positions. You've got the mid-reach, you've got the extended reach, and the reduced reach. And the way they do this is the design of the seat. And the seat comes in either reduced reach, mid-reach, or standard reach. The foot peg position, and you'll see a different length of shift rod on the different bikes. It also comes in an extended, a mid, and a reduced. And then finally, the type of handlebars that are on the bike. Now, there's only two types of handlebars that come with the bike: standard reach and reduced reach. And basically, the reduced reach are swept back just a little bit. The handlebars are the toughest to discern between, to tell the difference between. The seats and the foot peg positions are rather easy. So today, I want to take you through those, teach you how to identify how a bike is configured. You go to a showroom, sometimes they don't know. You want to buy a used one, someone owns it, they don't know how it's configured. So if all you have is a tape measure, you can figure this out really quickly. Now we're going to start here with the seat. This is a reduced reach seat, and if you take a tape measure and lay it down on that seat, this is a metal tape measure, and you can see I've got it laid down over the seat. There's a gap between the seat and the tape measure. But if you do that and you look down, it's about 9 inches, just right about 9 inches if you're looking straight down. And that's the reduced reach seat. Now, it's between the front of the seat and the first seam, right about 9 inches. And what this seat does is it actually pushes your butt forward and keeps you up more a little bit towards the front of the bike, and this again is for shorter riders. Now here we have the same tape measure laid across a mid-reach seat. And as you can see, if we take the front tip of the tape measure and put it right up against the gas tank at the front edge of that seat, it measures about 10.5 inches, looking straight down on it until we get to the first seam. And finally, here we have the extended reach seat. Now the extended reach seat is easy to tell apart from the mid-reach and the reduced reach, and that it actually has a different type of texture on it. It's more of a houndstooth. It's a little bit textured. It's also a much flatter seat, and it also has a gel pad in it. So it's a little bit of an upgraded seat, but it's just really easy to tell because of that houndstooth texture. That's the easiest way. But also, let's lay a tape measure on it so you can get an idea of how it compares to the reduced reach and the mid-reach. And when we lay the old Stanley metal tape measure down on top of the extended reach seat, you'll see that the distance between the front lip of the seat next to the tank and the seam is 12.5 inches. If you compare that with the reduced reach, it was 9, the mid-reach was about 10.5, and the extended reach is 12.5. So that's about 3.5 inches in leg length that you can accommodate in these seats. One more thing on the seats, I want you to notice the grain of the upholstery here on the reduced reach. It has the exact same grain pattern as the mid-reach, sort of a diamond-shaped pattern of dots or concave dimples, so to speak. And now finally the extended reach seat, which looks to almost have a woven or a houndstooth pattern. Now we're going to move on to foot peg position. And with the longer the shift rod in place, the further forward you can move the foot peg.
And this is the left foot peg. You would also move the right foot peg forward the same corresponding amount. But let's measure the length of that shift rod. It is right at 6 inches. This is the reduced reach shift rod for the reduced reach foot peg. And here we have the mid-reach configuration for the foot pegs. And let's measure that shift rod length. And it is right at 7.5 inches. So reduced reach was 6, mid-reach is right at 7.5. And now let's go check out the extended reach. This one here is right at 8.5 inches, maybe just a little shy of 8.5 inches, but roughly 6 inches, 7.5 inches, 8.5 inches. Difference between reduced reach, mid-reach, and extended reach. The third and final component of the Ergofit system are the handlebars, and they come in 2 different configurations, a standard reach and a reduced reach. And telling the difference between the two is again very simple. Take and string your tape measure from the inside tip of the left to the right handlebar. And you can see it's just at 31 inches. This is the reduced reach handlebar. And now we'll take the same measurements on the standard reach handlebars. And we're 33.5 inches. The handlebars on the standard reach actually measure longer because they're bent or swept out more than the reduced reach, which are swept inward. And the standard reach give you about 1 inch further distance, or 1 inch further from your body than the reduced reach are. So pretty easy to measure these guys. So the great thing about Ergofit is a couple things actually. Number one, you don't have to have all extended, all mid, or all reduced. You can mix and match. If your legs are a little bit longer but your torso is a little shorter, you can handle things one way. You might want to go with a standard reach or reduced reach handlebars and extended reach foot pegs and extended reach seat. You can combine them in any iteration that works for you to make this bike comfortable. I can tell you, I know people 5'4". I even know a young lady who's 4'11", and rides one of these and absolutely loves it. As far as the high side goes, if you're over 6'1", I would not get one of these bikes unless you have a short inseam. If you are maybe 6'2", and you're taller from the waist up than you are from the waist down, you may want to consider one of these bikes. But I've spoken to a lot of taller guys, and by taller I mean 6'1", not 6'4", 6'5", and they're comfortable on this bike. But again, unless you have a short inseam, I wouldn't go any higher, or I wouldn't be any taller than 6'1" and want to ride one of these. Folks, I hope this video has been helpful in teaching you how to tell the difference between the Ergofit configurations on a bike that you may run across at a dealership, or used on Craigslist, or at a dealership being sold used, where often the salesperson doesn't know as much about the bikes as you do. Hopefully this will help you tell the difference between the three. I strongly encourage you to sit on all of these bikes in their 3 different configurations. And if you purchase them new, the dealer is obligated to outfit the bike the way you want it at his or her cost. The dealership pays for the swapping of the seats, swapping of the rods, swapping of the handlebars. They should pay the labor. They should pay for the cost of the parts. You shouldn't have to. If they're trying to charge you those, call them on it. And if they still don't comply, go to another dealership. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in and watching this video. I really hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Find that red subscribe button, hit that, and hit that little bell, and you'll get notified whenever I post a video. That would mean a lot to me, actually. This is Trip on 2 Wheels signing off. And as always, ride safe and ride often.